Book of Psalms, chapter 58. I'm going to go straight to the point, and it reads, "The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Break their teeth, O power, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Let them melt away as waters which runneth continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. As a snail which melteth, let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun." Verse 9, "Before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, both living in his wrath. It's like in his wrath." Verse 10, "The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, Verily, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a power that judgeth in the earth." I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to call Loyam Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Yahweh, meaning he is, he exists, or he to be, Ba'ashem, Ba'as, and Haz, thus in his name, Yahushai, meaning he saves, or he delivered. True names of the Most High God and his Son, who people ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ. So true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. This lesson is inspired by, I got a kick out of this. It was funny to me. I was watching this video earlier, just not trying to get a chance to do it. Lord willing, we get some kind of edification out of it. But we know that the scriptures mention Esau, Edom as the wicked. Job 9, verse 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Malachi chapter 1, Esau, Edom is the border of wickedness. So it says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And I came across this video, fair use, fair use. I'm not profiting off of this. It's just I find it funny because at the time, that's what these people problem is, especially 2/3 of the nation of Israel. How many times you gonna allow this man to keep lying to you? People really trusted and believed in this devil. Made me think of Omarosa. Remember Omarosa thought she was in good with him? And she basically recorded him calling niggas and all that, all for her to, get swept up under the rug. Scriptures talk about who would pity a charmer who's bitten by a serpent. So when that devil strikes you, why would we feel sorry for you when you it's an old tale about that serpent. Sometimes it's a frog, sometimes it's another animal, and that animal's instinct was not to deal with that serpent. But, sometimes kindness can be a weakness, because if you know the nature of a thing, that's why the scriptures talk about never trust thine enemy. So, whatever animal it is, it basically still feels sympathy for the serpent and allows it to, because I guess the serpent couldn't cross the water. But I believe snakes or serpents can swim, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they can. Anyhow, they couldn't cross the water, so, basically it was an animal. I think it was a turtle or some animal. Like I said again, different people say it different ways. And, ultimately, because of the nature of this serpent, it strikes both of them. Well, it strikes the person that's carrying, or the animal that's carrying it, and they both basically perish. He said, "You knew I was a serpent when you picked me up." And didn't DJ Trump tell that fucking... I did a lesson on that. So the scriptures talking about the devil coming down with great wrath, a dragon, in Moab's folklore, a dragon is a serpent. So fair use, fair use. I'm a prophet off this. I'm just going to line this up with scriptures. And again, what did you people go learn? But I got a kick out of this, because this is something just like the devil will do. And you ultimately got to understand, the devil wants to put you in a bad predicament. You get what I'm saying? He wants you reliant on them so you can go ahead and take that MOTB. So fair use, fair use. I'm not profiting off of this. I'm just about to line what's said with some scriptures. Copyright disclaimer, fair use. Lord willing, this is edifying.
The whole no tax on overtime pay seems to have fooled a lot of people.
And it has. Millions of Americans are furious. They are saying the no tax on tips, the no tax on overtime, it was a lie. And now some are...
And the thing is, you got people, like I read or I heard him make mention of it. He said it was an individual. Now, again, you should be better off asking a CPA, but he said it was an individual that was pretty much doing overtime since July. And they thinking that basically that wasn't going to get taxed. But come to find out, the way that they worded it, that's why you got to be careful and listen very carefully. You know, that's why they say you got 2 ears but 1 mouth. You know, listen more than you speak. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that they worded it, yeah, it was shrewd. And this is gonna bite a lot of people in the ass. Because they about to tax that shit. You know, everything's fucked up anyway, because you know, they done put all these different new tax codes in. They saying you shouldn't even like file immediately because you got less IRS workers working, and then you got pretty much all these different tax laws they just put in. Like this, I don't think we get no income tax for real. That's just my opinion. I heard the brothers make mention of that, and I wouldn't be surprised. In the midst of when you try to get this money, they go into war.
Coming out and exposing this big lie. Today I want to break down what's going on, why millions of people are upset at this time, as they are now starting to get their returns, their forms, the papers from their employers. And they're saying, this doesn't add up because there's nothing on here that says anything about overtime. Listen to this.
Hey, Trump's no tax on tips and overtime policy is not what y'all think. Like, I know it sounds good and like it's common sense, but you have to read the fine print.
You have to read the fine print. Most people that work overtime or get paid in tips pretty much thought that it's free money. If I get paid $50 an hour and I'm working overtime, then that means I get $75 in free money. $75 in free money. But that's not necessarily true. The fact of the matter is this. Your original pay, your original hourly pay is still being taxed. And what's even worse is some people were tricked into working double time.
And they gonna have to pay on that. Right.
Being paid double pay. And guess what? None of that is deducted. None of that is going to save you. Look at this.
Just to quickly mention, because Donald Trump's talking about his no tax on overtime bill, it only applied to federal income tax, and it's a tax deduction of only $12,500.
Right. So I'm gonna just let the one lady break it down for people that's, you know, layman's to it. But again, it's something just like the devil will do. You know, I'm gonna play up to that point, and then I'm gonna just come with scriptures because, like again, this tickled me. After all this other shit this man lying about. But what do you expect? You know what I mean? This motherfucker looking y'all in the face talking about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, ain't did shit. You know, the elder was just speaking on that. This man said, I was going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to end the war, I'm going to do Ukraine. He said all this shit and didn't do not one thing. Husband shot wife in the back of the head. Damn. The love of many waxing cold.
So yeah.
He's right.
Scripture say those of your own household should be your enemies, roughly paraphrased.
For a single filer, all you get is $12,500. For a married couple, you get $25,000. That's your deduction. But what exactly does this mean? Well, I'm going to play you a clip in a moment. But first, I want to read a comment. This is a comment that somebody left, not on one of my videos. But it says this, and I quote, "The no tax on overtime was a complete lie, and now I am screwed. My employer
allowed..." Pay attention to this, because I'm sure other people did the same thing. And all it's going to do is the federal government is going to tax. You know, you do understand when you make higher income, they hit it harder. That's why they always talk about going after the wealthy. But it never seems to affect the wealthy. It always affects the middle class. You know, the best job I had was last year. And, you know, after working so many hours, you know, some people could you was able to get an extra 10 hours if you work first shift. We didn't work first shift. They let us come in an extra hour, but I couldn't. Long story short, most of them would take home $1,000, but at the end of the day, that would affect your earned income, unless depending on the more money you make, the less earned income you get. And again, I was the brother speaking on that. You got to understand all the single ladies and the welfare queens, well, how they was having their way off of earned income. And with the because the poorer you are, the more you got in earned income. Well, now to appease the middle class, they pretty much are allowing the more of the middle class or higher income earners to supposed to get more of earned income, and the people that get less money are going to get less of it. So this shit gonna be horrible. And just my personal opinion, I don't think we're gonna see income tax, because again, with all these tax laws that they put in effect, again, I forgot who I was watching. They were saying, shit, you don't even want to be the first one to rush because everything gonna be in limbo anyway.
Allows us to work on weekends and holidays in order to get double pay, which I assumed was the same thing as overtime. But the tax professional that I met with today says it is not. Since June, I have worked 34 weekend. And
when they do the math, he made like an extra $30,000. Whoever this is, so I know they sick. That large, because they thought they was getting that money back. You get what I'm saying? But no, Trump is a piece of shit. Ooh, talking about breaking into the new year. I said it was gonna be a hell of a year, didn't I?
Days totaling.
Well, the elder said, everybody said it, right? No, everybody said it. How about that?
251 double pay hours. I have also worked 2 holidays for double pay as well, totaling 267 hours at $108 an hour. This means it's more than $28,000. I thought this was...
Just imagine whoever the fuck job this is, $100 an hour? Man.
Tax-free, but it is not.
With $100 an hour, I don't have to fucking go do the overtime. That's just me.
I have to pay taxes on all of it now. First off.
Yeah, so they not getting none of that back. Yeah, he screwed the shit out of these people.
If somebody's making $108 an hour, this is double pay, but still, $108 an hour, that's pretty good. Okay.
That's like $54 an hour. So they got to be some position.
My guess is they're in the medical field, but we'll see. Listen to this, though, okay? This is something, this lady's going to break it down, explain what's going on. But this is why some are saying that this was a scam. This was President Trump.
And that's your boy, Scamzilla. It's like right now, I don't think they got the money for real. These people are talking about going to war, and war costs money. You get what I'm saying? And they doing bold moves where I can see them invading Iran in order when the economy break. I mean, you got to understand, they got the budget for certain stuff, the military, certain stuff, or that's what they passed. Now, remember, they said the government going to shut down again, remember? So, this is going to be a wonderful disaster.
Big lie is simply because they didn't understand it. And I said this from the beginning. This is going to be great.
Oh, let me recheck that. Everybody didn't say it. A lot of brothers I heard did say it, but the first one that said it was the elder. Then I heard a few different brothers make mention of, and then brothers has been in the spirit lately. Yeah, this year going to be worse than, last year and all that.
For some people, because they're going to save a little bit of money. They won't have to pay taxes on their overtime amount. But
so the thing is, you're not paying taxes on the hours you worked over. I had a job working at a restaurant, right? When you became a trainer, you're supposed to get a $2 raise. How they played me was basically they didn't want to give me that $2 unless I was training. So they had me get the position. Oh, they did it so cold. It was crackers, Edomites. They literally, it was a nigga in there. He could do his job well, but they saw that I could do it too. So they cut him out. And I didn't realize what was going on until afterwards. I mean, like I said, because I wouldn't have took that shit. They got rid of him And then kind of just threw me in the shit. And then I felt some kind of way just because I'm like, you fucking me over. It's deep. And that's the cracker for you.
Still have to pay taxes on their regular pay.
So basically, you get it. I got a base pay, but when I was trained, I got a little bit more. So it's gonna be like with the taxes. So only when you get overtime, those extra. Say for instance, anything over 8 is a time and a half. Say you make 18, so time and a half would be 27. Only that extra hour. Say you work 2 extra hours. Only them 2 hours is what you can actually basically use to file in order to do the overtime. And then everything is so fucked up because a lot of people don't keep up with their hours like that of overtime and all that. You know, some stubs show it. I don't recall any job I had that as of last year that they was doing overtime, you know, because everybody was trying to check the hours. So this is going to be, again, a wonderful disaster.
You made $50 an hour, but you got time and a half, which would be $75. You would still have to pay federal income taxes on the $50 an hour, but the other $25 an hour, the premium, that boost, you don't have
Sounded good, didn't it? This motherfucker the devil.
to pay federal income taxes on that. But if you live in the state of California or another state that taxes your wages, you will have to pay state income taxes. You will have to pay other taxes, just not federal income taxes. Listen to this.
The no tax on overtime. My last one, I used double time for one of my figures just to simplify the math, but double time doesn't count. It's only time and a half pay that counts because that is what is mandated by the Fair Labor Standards Act.
That's crazy. So people that's like in union jobs, they can't. So he played the shit out of everybody. Union jobs usually get double time. You know what I'm saying? He's a true motherfucker, man.
Okay, so let's say you make $30 an hour, so your overtime rate is $45, and let's say you work 10 hours of overtime every week for 52 weeks. That's 520 hours of overtime. You made $23,400 in overtime pay. But you don't get the deduction for that. You only get the deduction for the difference in your regular pay
So the
and
$15.
overtime pay. So that difference is $15 times 520 hours. That means your overtime deduction is $7,800.
Now, keep this in mind, what she says, your overtime deduction. This is not free money. The government's not going to write you a check for $7,800. They're not going to do that and double up your overtime. That's not what's happening here. That's the big difference. Let's keep looking at this.
So let's go to our next example. Let's say you make $50 an hour, so time and a half would be $75 an hour. You work the same overtime, 520 hours for the year. That means you earn $39,000 in overtime pay, but only the difference, the $25 times 520 hours, that means
This motherfucker been just hitting Jake over the. I mean, not just Jake. This gonna fuck Esau, but he been just hitting these Babylonians over the head. I'm gonna let this play out so y'all can really understand it. And then I just got a whole bunch of scriptures to a liar and the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause this, I mean, that shit tickled my spirit. I'm not about to get no money out of that shit. You know what I mean? Like I said again, I lost a whole bunch of jobs last year. So like I said again, I think I had one job where they was letting me come a half an hour early, and then they got mad because I was and I'm like, I got children, man. The fuck y'all. I come and clock in at exactly the time. You told me when I got here to just clock in. Now you want to switch it up? Like, God, these motherfuckers retarded.
your overtime deduction would be $13,000. Okay, so
Pardon me.
here are the limits. If you're a single filer, you can only deduct up to $12,500 in overtime pay. And if you're married filing jointly, you get a deduction totaling $25,000. So for this example, since it's less than both of these numbers, you would be able to take the full $7,800. But let's look at this example for $13,000. If you're a single filer, you would still only get to deduct the max of $12,500. But if you're a joint filer, you would be able to deduct the full $13,000. So hopefully that explains how much of your overtime pay you get to deduct. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about, so how much money is that going to save you?
That's the big question. How much money is it going to save me? Well, this brings up the next question. And this is why I want to bring this to your attention. The federal government didn't require, and again, the One Big Beautiful Bill passed in in the
So, like I said again, he's about to go into the fact that people not keeping up with the hours. So what they're gonna do is let a lot of people just like how they did with the PPP. You know, let people file, let them get the money, and then came back and double back and got their ass. And they owe that money back. You do get that, right? So this is what happens when you fuck with the devil. So I got some scripture. This is the book of John 8. I'm gonna start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 34. Yahushua answered them, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin, and the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth ever." Because ultimately, like our big brother, our Lord and Savior, Yahushua Mashiach, who these people call it, Jesus Christ, pretty much it was the ensample for all of the hopeful elect that turned back. You know, that was given this spirit, this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding to come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So, you know, we're no longer in sin. I forgot what that scripture talk about. You know, again, my memory bad, but it said that servant that lays in sin, which probably is an Israelite, you know, abideth not in the house, but the Son abideth, because, you know, the Son pretty much he turned from sin. You know, Yahushua Mashiach, these people even called Jesus Christ, is the only man who walked the planet and didn't break one law, statute, or commandment. Now we have broken, you know, many. Well, I can speak only for myself. I've broken a lot of laws and statutes, commandments. But now that we know better, we try to do better. Now, you know, we still in the wicked flesh. We still in this wicked ass world. But again, you know, we trying to be new creations. You get what I'm saying? Verse 36, if the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. And that's where you get your grace. Because pretty much, yeah, we went off in our past, but we became new creations when we came to the wisdom, knowledge, and the understanding. So again, if the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word hath no place in you. And let's go to the 2/3, which we're going to see again, you know, in these times. You know, I speak that which I have seen with my father, and ye do that which ye have seen with your father. And pretty much I'm building up to the point of John 8:44, because it says ye are like your father the devil. And 2/3 of our nation, the nation of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians, God's true chosen people, are like your father the devil, the so-called white man, Esau Edom. That's why so many people of our nation is really praying that this dude Trump come through. This nigga literally like, fuck y'all for real. And that shit is so funny to me. Verse 38, I speak that which I have seen with my father, and ye do that which ye have seen with your father. They answered, lying. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahushua saith unto them, if ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham. You would believe. You would have faith. You would hearken on to the scriptures. You would come back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And you got 2/3 of the nation that's doing that now. Oh, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. You know, they yet still doing all kind of manners of wickedness, right? But now ye seek to kill me, a man that hath told you the truth, which I have heard of the Most High. This did not Abraham. Ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one Father, even the Most High. Yahushua said unto them, if the Most High were your Father, ye would love me. For I proceeded forth and came from the Most High. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because ye cannot hear my word. And then the scriptures talk about the stumbling block, you know. What's that in the New Testament? A stone of stumbling. Verse 44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. You know, I heard the elder make mention of that. He said Yahushua was righteous. Yahushua was an evil. And that's deep, because amongst righteous men, you got wicked men. But that's the balance of it. I could very well be wicked. And that's very well could be what's going on. I like to believe that it's funny. I got a very dusty job. Isolation and dusty. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speak of a lie, he speak of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Verse 45, and because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. That's what I wanted. And this man, again, I can see them motherfuckers. DJ Trump is a businessman, and a lot of his business ventures don't actually pan out. You've seen that with the tariffs. Although they wanted that shit to happen because it's ultimately going to lead forth to what's about to take place. War, calamity, people being fucked up. They want you down bad so you could have more incentive to, when you go into the tariffs back in 1929, around that time, that's where you got your whole Social Security and all that came from. Because pretty much everybody lost everything. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people lost everything. So to secure the fact of nobody being put in that situation again, they came up with Social Security. So the government took a certain amount of money. We're going to give you this money. But show you how funny it is. They don't even have they lied. You know what I'm saying? They did. Look, they said in 10 more years, you won't even have Social Security. You'd have paid into this shit. I used to get statements saying how much money you put in Social Security and how long you've been working. I don't even get that shit no more. This shit is old wit. Psalm chapter 55 and verse 15. Let death seize upon them and let them go down quick into hell, for wickedness is in their dwelling and among them. And it's going to Esau, Edom. As for me, I will call upon the Most High, and the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshua shall save me. Evening and morning and at noon will I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. He hath delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me, for there were many with me. The Most High shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old. Salah, because they have no changes, therefore they fear not the Most High. Verse 20, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. How many times he broke the covenant with Gad, so-called Native Americans? His devil called them Indians, savages. But they showed them how to live. Ain't that some shit? Verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words are softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And then, again, he told you this shit, oh yeah, we catch a hell. This is like with that 2000. Man, you might as well chalk that shit to the game. That nigga keep on just telling you, yeah, it's coming. It's coming. And it's funny. That's that 2000 that's supposed to have been the last time he was in office, remember? I remember, man, that's crazy. And motherfuckers sitting up there still waiting on that shit. Now he came back around. I'm going to give it to y'all. hey, you ever had a motherfucker playing with your money? Give my money. Remember Stewie? Do a Stewie. May the Lord do a Stewie. Give my money. Give my money. When he fucked up Brian, where's my money? So, again, it's better to trust in Yahweh Shem Yahshua than to trust in this fucking devil. Especially a devil that's showing you what he's about. The nigga made the video. I'm talking about, when I see the nigga do it, I said, this a video. That nigga said, the snake. He said, you knew I was that nigga got into the poem and everything. He got into that. You know how the elder be like, let me open this up? He opened that thing up. He opened that thing up. This is Psalms 118 verse 8. I'm going to start it. I'm going to start at verse 5. I'm going to start at verse 4. Ooh, that's good. Let the house of Aaron now say that his mercy endure forever. And doesn't it? Surely. Let them now that fear the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, say that his mercy endure forever. I called upon the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, in distress. The Lord answered me and set me in a large place. The Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do unto me? It'd be for a moment. I don't know my lot. Again, and again, I could understand. I don't understand, but I mean, I do understand, I guess, I thought about that. It ain't the right time. I said, damn, all hell breaking loose and this ain't the right. But I understand too. Too much happened. Shit. You know? And I'm not even mad, you know. I get fiery every once in a while, but I'm not even mad for, you know what I mean? The Lord allowed all that to happen for a reason. You know. Everybody opinionated. You know what? I'm about to stop running my mouth so damn much before the Lord punch you in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. I'm cool. I'm just like how the one. It's some brothers that I look at like elders and very powerful in the spirit, and I notice they don't even say no opinion. They just do video. There's a lot going on here. You know, the Lord punch you in the mouth, your mouth will never be fixed again. I know a chick. She said half of my mouth when she had partial. She said. I was like, God damn, you know what I mean? When you take time, because when it don't affect you, you don't really think about it. But when you meditate on it, or when you sit up there and put yourself in, you're like, God damn, hold on, you motherfuckers. I know people that lost limbs, people that motherfucking got shot in the head. You know, I remember the elder brother did a video about that. He said, Jake getting shot in the head and face and shit. And I know a dude that got shot. I knew a nigga got shot like 50 Cent before 50 Cent got shot. Before I heard about 50 Cent getting shot. Real shit. Before I heard about 50 Cent getting shot, I knew a nigga got shot about 12 fucking times. And that's how much them niggas hated that nigga. And the Lord let me walk around. That ain't always a good thing, shit. But that could be mercy too. And you know what's funny about that individual? We called him hell. But the dude literally called himself believing in the Bible. But he completely rejected this. And the thing is this, you know, a warrior type dude, you know, it ain't stupid at all. But he wasn't set up to get it. You get what I'm saying? The Lord is on my side. I will not fear what can man do unto me. The Lord Yahweh Shemel shall take my part with them that help me. Therefore shall I see my desire upon them that it is better to trust in the Lord. And yeah, and you know, and ultimately you're about to see the desire of these devils come down with that great persecution. Everything is just moving in its proper order. You can see everything perfectly being set up. You can see them look like they about to go into Iran. That's why Russia up there having meetings and all. Like I said, I think Russia was bluffed. They said that Russia shot ICBM, but I think it was an ICBM capable one. Because it's one thing to really be wanting that shit. You ever met a real crazy motherfucker? I can say I met a real crazy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker sitting up there talking about this and then, no, I've met some crazy. Putin sitting up there talking about Putin want to really rule. You get what I'm saying? Now, when Babylon the Great, because it looked like this. It looked like Babylon the Great poor and broke, and they just like, nigga, we about to just strong on everything. The real OG of the planet, right? They done already kidnapped this dude, or allegedly, I don't know if he involved with, I don't know what the fuck, you know what I mean? Again, the world is a stage. But I do know this. Real people is going to perish over this. You get what I'm saying? Like, they in cahoots, but they not in cahoots because you got everybody want to be in charge, and Babylon the Great saying, we going to be in charge. Verse 8, Psalms 118:8, and says, it's better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. Verse 9, it's better to trust in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, than to put confidence in princes. And DJ Trump would be considered a king. He the king of Babylon. That nigga wearing golden ties now. Shit, remember he was wearing red and blue. He ain't turned into purple, turned into gold. Pay attention to that shit. That nigga really the king of Babylon. You can't tell him shit. He doing OG. I'm a big dog. I'm a big dog. He say I got big dog status. I got big. I forgot who made that song. I got big dog status. I got big dog status. I got big dog status. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 22. I'm gonna start up. Verse 20. Deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil, but to the counselors of peace it is joy. There shall no evil happen to the just, but the wicked shall be filled with mischief. Lying lips are abomination to the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, but they that deal truly are his delight. A prudent man concealeth knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaimeth foolishness. So ultimately, This man a liar, his people a liar. And the thing is, they lie constantly, but they not lying now. I'm hearing they making statements about, they're going to go to door. Can't you see? Now, the thing is, they're going to be stretched very thin, But that's why you got ICE. You get what I'm saying? When these young bulls get drafted, you know what I'm saying? When these men of war go back to war, you're going to have ICE here. I think this is going into Yasharallah, but I'm going to apply it to Esau, Edom, the wicked. This is the book of Romans chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 9. What then, are we better than they? No, in no wise, for we have before proved both Jews and Gentiles. Now, the Gentiles on this one is going into the Israelite foreigners, But I'm going to apply it, because at the end of the day, it's something I want in there, because pretty much they don't believe in the Most High. The 2/3 of the nation of Israel don't, It says that they are all under sin as it is written, because they are Israelites. That's how you know the Gentiles being mentioned here are Israelites. That's why it says they are all under sin. As it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. There is none that understandeth. There is none that seeketh after the Most High. And basically, that was going into the lying tongues. Israel lie. Think about 2/3 of the nation that basically sold their soul, like Denzel. Denzel sold his soul. And the crazy part is, I know they get bombarded and get tormented because they got knowledge on like Andre 3000 made that song Bombs Over Baghdad before they bombed Baghdad. You know what I'm saying? Because privy to information, like you got to understand the government got a department that deals with the entertainment industry. I remember reading about stuff about how they be using certain women like Dolly Parton and certain actresses and shit to go be around foreign nationals and shit. Like how they was using not Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. Kim Jong-un is just so obsessed with him. That nigga was doing a spy roll the whole time. There is none that seeketh after the Most High. They are all gone out of the way. They are together become unprofitable. There is none that doeth good. No, not one. Their throat is an open sepulchre. With their tongues they have used deceit. The poison of apes is under their lips, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction and misery are in their ways, and the way of peace have they not known. There is no fear of the Most High before their eyes. And ultimately, that's Esau Edom, because he doesn't believe in the Most High. He think he the Most High. You'll have a 2/3 Jake that just be lost. They have their own understanding what they think the scriptures is or what they believe, because the Lord didn't give them the truth. But Esau Edom, they don't fear the Lord. That's why this plan is so outrageous that it's going to get utterly destroyed. The book of Proverbs chapter 6. I'm going to end it with this. And it reads, Proverbs 6 and verse 6, and it reads, is this Proverbs 6 and verse 6? Oh, 16. Proverbs 6 and verse 16. These 6 things doth the Lord Yahweh Shemiah shall hate. Yea, 7 are abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. A heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and run into mischief. A false witness that speak of lies, and he that soweth discord among his brethren. And when you take time to think about this, Esau Edom has done every one of these things. He's lied on us. He devised these wicked imaginations of pretty much how he did our forefathers and what he ultimately wishes to usher in. Quick to shed innocent blood with this ICE situation. A heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and run into mischief. A false witness. He about to lie on the men that's doing the work of Yahweh Shemiah Shai. A false witness that speak of lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. Hasn't he? Look at what he did to the tribe of Levi and the tribe of the Dominicans. The tribe of damn, I always mess that up. Ain't they the Manasseh? If I'm not mistaken. Salakia. But so that's showing discord. You know, he pretty much pushes the agenda of Ashashkar and Ephraim. You know, it's crazy because they speak both Spanish, but then yet still they don't even like each other. I found that out when I was a young man. You know, Mexicans rather they don't deal with Jake, while Ephraim deal with Jake. Brothers will tell you that. They say brothers in California, Texas say, now you got some that deal with like Mexican OT. You know, he fuck with Jake. Some certain of them do, and a lot of them don't do. You know, that's the devil sowing discord. So that's pretty much a lesson. You know what I mean? I just wanted to bring that up because I found that shit so funny. Because like I said again, and then you got Jake still just up there. We go to trust him. Trump's got to get it together because it's Trump. It's the Trump. Don't you know that Trump is gonna lead you to the motherfucking your doom? And for those that want to be led to it, following, like baby had that video. Yes, indeed. So if you so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the law, statutes, commandments of your powers, true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua, or you will be destroyed. With that, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to call Elohim like Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua Ba'Shem. Kodash, double honors to the elders, to the apostles that emerged this truth from. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwat up there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to the truth. To you, I say shalom. Until next time, Lord willingly, shalom, shalom. Kwame Yasharallah, and Wath Lababah.